I brought him up on stage, and I did tell him, I said, look, I said, you can get high if you want to. I said, don't be drunk.
Yeah.
And no hallucinogenics, please.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Florida. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to turn every game-changing moment into 100 times your money. With as little as 4 correct picks, you can turn $10 into $1,000. It's the easiest app to use for even a guy like me. Download the app today and use code 6FEET for the first deposit match up to $100. Download the app today and use code 6FEET for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, man.
That's our sponsor.
It is our sponsor, and they are awesome.
They are.
The app is so easy to use.
It is.
Even me, who is
a little technology, not
flawed.
great at it.
Yeah, I'm not great at it.
You're not great at it.
Yeah,
You're not great at
it. I can now, I can get on social media now.
But as someone who loves sports,
I love this thing. I love this. This is kind of the stuff that when you're sitting in your living room watching a game with somebody, these are the kind of things that you discuss. Like
yeah.
I had, so my 3 picks that I chose, right? I had Travis Kelce getting more than 63
something like that,
yards,
yeah.
right? Boom, he hit it out of the park.
Of course
for
he
me,
is,
right?
Yeah.
The other one, I had Lamar Jackson rushing for over 65 yards. More than 65 yards. And then I had Mahomes throwing for more than 241 yards. I thought that would be a given, right? No. I don't know how does Lamar Jackson not rush for more than 69 yards? I can tell you why. If you care, it's because it was poor game planning.
Yeah.
Why not put the ball in the man's hand, let him go and do his thing?
I don't know. And
it opens up. You got me.
He's, one of the best athletes ever. Here we are supposed to be doing a live ad read, and we're already diving into the frustrations of watching the football game.
I'm just telling you, it was a lot of fun because now I have more invested in a game because football season ended. College football season ended when the Longhorns lost to Washington, and then when Dallas got eliminated by Green Bay again, football season was over for me. Yeah. Prize Picks comes along.
Now it's fun. Now we're having a good time.
Yeah, I'm having a good time again.
We're having a good time.
Reinvested, and then, but hey, Prize Picks, man, that's the way to go.
It is.
Let me tell you about Prize Picks.
Tell me all about it, Mark.
Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Florida. The big game's right around the corner. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to turn every game-changing moment into 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Prize Picks has Patrick Mahomes needing to throw just 1 yard during the big game. Come on, that's easy. Download the app today and use the code 6FEET for your first deposit match up to $100. Download the app today and use code 6FEET for a first deposit match up to $100.
Was that kind of rough? You think I ought to?
No, I think that was great. That's
my first ad.
We have no idea what we're doing.
I know, but now it looks like we're doing what we do.
It.
I
just want to say thank you, Prize Picks, for trusting 2 gentlemen here. That, you're putting your faith in 2 guys that, one who, got punched in the face for 35 years.
Yeah.
And one who has a very, sketchy education.
Yeah, very sketchy education. But you were the 3rd ranked
cotton candy eater in the state of South Carolina. So,
there is that. I put that on any resume.
But I tell you this, you and I talked about this. Having Prize Picks come on board is just really cool, and hopefully we're able to continue with this relationship with those guys. We enjoy sports probably more than just about anybody.
Yeah.
And we talk, when we're not in front of these microphones, we don't talk wrestling a lot.
Very little, actually.
Yeah, it's the stories of the road or something like that maybe. But we talk football a lot. We talk basketball a lot. That's kind of our passions, especially football. So having Prospects come on board is making this a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I think it's going to be a great. It's going to be a great partnership because again, it's just something.
We both enjoy doing.
Yeah, we're passionate about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to work great,
And
I'm excited.
So with that being said, we've got the Super Bowl coming up, and we've got Chiefs versus 49ers. Mm-hmm. My brother betrayed our family by leaving as a Miami Dolphins fan and becoming a Chiefs fan whenever he decided to become friends with the Hunt family up there in Kansas City. And, that's very, he likes to stroke that a little bit. He likes to stick his chest out and go, I know the Hunt family. And, but now his employer, or the man that, I know it's not his employer, he owns his own company, but the man that got him his position of what he's doing is a diehard 49ers fan with Paul Diaz.
Ooh,
that we both know. He owns all the McDonald's.
That's
so. This is going to be interesting. And my brother has not mentioned anything about potentially going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't go, I'll be surprised with all the people he knows for that. But anyway, you got Chiefs 49ers. It's a repeat of the Chiefs' first Super Bowl that they won a couple years ago with Mahomes.
Yeah.
What do you like? What do you not like? What you think about this Super Bowl?
Man, I tell you what, man, the Chiefs, they do this every year. Like they have that run where they look like crap.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, they're done. They're done. They're done.
They called in the big guns and they called in T Swift.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see, totally opposite, did you see how much revenue her showing up to the games has brought the NFL? Have you seen the numbers?
So here's the funny thing. Like you saw on social media where there was like so many of these women like, oh, Taylor Swift has made Travis Kelce popular and all this other stuff, right? Like it was like this little thing. Like I think it was a shoot more than anything, right? So the girl that painted your office is the biggest Taylor Swift fan you've ever met in your life. Okay. That's all Julia listens to, right? Literally, that's all she listens to. Probably the entire time she was painting, her earbuds had Taylor Swift playing in them. I will promise you that, right?
Wow. Okay.
It is that fan base that she has brought to the NFL.
Man.
And there's money that, I mean, that's
crazy though. That's one human being, right? They already said that her what is it, Eras tour? Is that the
Eras?
tour?
Yeah, the Eras tour.
Eras tour
has
already like helped not just the cities that she does her shows in, but the national economy has grown by over $1 billion.
Well, we saw it firsthand in Las Vegas last year.
Yeah.
Which I actually saw Taylor Swift open up for Kelly Pickler and Brad Paisley at Georgia Southern University's football stadium about 20 years ago. And it was when she came out with that Tim McGraw song, and she was like the first person on the bill, right? $30 for a ticket. We go out there, have a good time, whatever. But it was just another country singer, right? That's all she was. We go to Vegas. You do your One Dead Man show, and we've got the One Dead Man show in town. We've got, I don't know if it was SmackDown or something like that was in town as well.
Race too. The Formula One race was coming too.
That was coming later in the year. But like in town at that moment was those things.
Boxing.
We had the boxing match.
Yep.
And then we had T Swift. 2-3 nights, something like that.
At Allegiant. Yeah.
The amount of people that were there for her. You could have walked through that crowd and nobody cared about you.
I don't know. I just hope my show didn't interfere.
You don't want to pull tickets.
You know what? Because she's on a roll. Like I've been at this for a long time, man. I just hope the One Dead Man show didn't affect one of her concert dates. That was a Friday night.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad if
I'd hate
she had
for you
some
to
empty
pull
seats.
I said that would, I mean, she's on a heck of a roll, and we got to pass the torch.
Yeah,
Do all that.
but she has had an effect that very few people could ever have on, especially the NFL. I mean, you're talking about a powerhouse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're a juggernaut all to themselves, and then you add that to it, man. I tell you what, but wow. As soon as he doesn't have one good game or one,
Yeah.
Man.
Which he had a lot of those this year.
Oh,
I don't think she completely understands.
Yeah.
So,
it's gonna be a song one day.
well, I think he's probably making about $500,000 for every drop ball anyway. So, I mean, it's complete. And here's the great thing. When you're in a position like Travis Kelce, you know what he's not worried about with Taylor Swift? A prenup. He's not worried about is she trying to get my money? Like, bro, I'm trying to get her money at that point. Like, she's on a different level.
Dude, if I had her money, I'd burn my money.
Just stay warm. Like, holy crap. You're in a great position.
That is,
Who picks up dinner?
who you think? No, I bet he does.
Well, he's a gentleman.
Yeah, I think
He's an Ohio boy.
yeah,
He's a
I think-
gentleman.
I think, yeah.
So now, one last thing about T Swift, because this show is not about Taylor Swift, and I know like 3 of her songs. She apparently is playing in Tokyo, like the day of the game or something, to where she can still make it back to
Well, they
Vegas.
got the international date line.
Yes, so she can make it back in time for the Super Bowl, but she's got to leave the stage immediately. Like, more than likely, she's got a helicopter, takes her over to her flight. I would imagine she's probably flying like Spirit or Frontier or something like that. More than likely,
You think she got 2 seats?
she might. They may give her 2. She might get an exit row, and then fly straight from there to Vegas.
Yeah, she'll be there.
Yeah.
She'll make it.
And, you know, the players are, this is the first Super Bowl in Las Vegas, which is pretty.
Yeah, they hadn't had a stadium.
They've never.
I thought that was one of the first things that they had done. They had did in that stadium.
No,
It's not.
first Super Bowl ever in Las Vegas this
It's
year.
going to be a madhouse.
Well, I just got back from Vegas, and that's why I sound like I do.
You were at SHOT Show. Right?
Yes, for an entire week of misery.
For those who don't know what SHOT Show is, it's the it's the gun industry's kind of
Largest show.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of roll out all the new stuff, government
Did you
contract.
bring me anything back?
I did not bring you anything back. But let me tell you something. When you're walking through that show, apparently, I'm not Matt Lyda. I am Matt, who knows the Undertaker. And
There's worse things. There's worse things that could be.
there was very little. Hey, how are you doing? How's Mark? How's Taker? Hey, where's Taker at? Did he come this year? Where's he at? It was.
well, you're kind of that guy that knows
I know everybody.
you know everybody.
But it was that they're not asking about anybody else. They're only asking about you these days. So there's worse people for me to attach myself to. So, but I saw Liver King. Yes, Liver King.
Yoked? He jacked?
Oh man, that dude is for somebody that's 100% natural. I'm gonna definitely get on that raw liver,
Yeah.
eating like donkey testicles or something. I have no idea what he's doing.
It would
But-
be the first time you've had testicles.
Well, you say that just being funny, but I don't even know if you know or not, but I did eat some goat balls at an Army-Navy game
don't
in
doubt
Philadelphia.
Don't doubt it one bit.
Right outside of the football stadium. So, but anyway, I didn't go introduce myself. He had a million people. We were at the Gundy's, and which just brings a lot of people together that are famous and stuff like that in the industry. He's over here in the corner with like 10 million people.
I'm trying to get the. I look at myself, but like, what was his? This someone, one of the gun companies brought him in. What was his connection?
You've been to SHOT Show.
Yeah.
It is not only these gun companies, but you start having a bunch of celebrities. Like Bill Goldberg comes out every year. Guy Fieri's always there. Like you like there's all these like celebrities that kind of show up because it's kind of a red carpet for that world.
Right.
And they get to walk around, and though it is a lot of people, it's not open to the public. So it's kind of just people that are in that industry. Now, did somebody bring him out? I have no idea why he was there. He just seems like probably an outdoors guy that enjoys firearms and hunting and all that stuff. So maybe that's the reason why he was there. But he's over in the corner, doing his thing. From what I saw, and I didn't have an interaction with him at all, he seemed like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Like, he just had the biggest smile on his face, laughing, having a great time.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure he should. I mean, he went from this huge mega influencer, and then gets exposed, and then he's still relevant. So I'm sure he's pretty happy at this point.
I think he realized that people really don't care.
They didn't care, and he,
Everybody
I don't
knew.
think anybody. Yeah, I don't think he fooled anybody.
No, not at all.
It doesn't. It is what it is. But,
Yeah, but no. Something that was really cool that happened though was I did I don't know what do you call it when you go up there and I was a presenter for an award is what I was.
What are you?
Yeah.
What?
Man, bought me a new suit. I look like a 1970s game show host. I went out of my way to look stupid, right?
Shark skin, maybe?
No.
Nothing like that.
I was thinking about Python pants, but I didn't want to steal your thunder. So I presented an award that was the most innovative company award for the year, and you'll be interested in this. The company that won was Genesis Arms, which
Boom! I was just thinking that.
you shot their shotgun.
That is a bad.
But guess who
bad
was
weapon.
with them?
Who?
Taryn Tactical.
Shut your. Oh my goodness.
So for those that don't know, Taryn Tactical is the one that trains
Wick.
the John Wick movies with Keanu Reeves and
Keanu
Reeves.
Reeves.
So I get to meet Taryn Tactical, and so that was like, it was really cool to be able to present that award to them, and then afterwards get my picture with them and all that stuff. So
So you just were here to rub it in my face because I was supposed to go.
you were invited.
I enjoy being married and
Yes.
having kids. Well, there was just a lot happening, and
You've had a lot going on.
I had a lot going on.
Yeah.
and
that
I
same
had to-
week, I mean, you
So yeah, I had to go to Tampa and do my One Dead Man show. The Royal Rumble was going on.
how was Tampa? You text me and you were like, bro, that show was wild. Talking about your One Dead
The
Man
One
show.
Dead Man show. You know what? I was a little nervous, because I'd taken a break because I hadn't done a show since the Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Yeah, so you're talking 3 months.
Yeah. So a lots been going on, trying to get moved into the house, and I was like, oh man. And then so the way it worked out is like normally I do my shows on Friday night, the night before the Rumble. So everybody's they're full of energy and they're
Oh, yeah.
So the way it worked out, because they had SmackDown on Friday, they did the Rumble on Saturday. I did my show on Sunday, and then they did Raw on Monday. So I'm going through all my music. All my music cues are going off. The show's getting ready to start. And usually you remember. I mean, they start. When you start hearing that Metallica going, then you're like, okay, it's
The crowd starts getting
they
a
get a
little.
little antsy, and they start getting. Well, it was kind of quiet.
Really?
And I was like, oh, they're worn out, right? They're worn out from the Rumble, and I'm thinking, holy crap, man, this is. And it was sold out, but man, once I got out there, honest to God, it was probably top 3 shows that I've
Really?
I don't. They were saving their energy, man, because once I got up on stage and we got into it, it was really good, and it was at the Capitol Theater, and
How many seats?
I think Capitol Theater is around 1,000, maybe
1,200.
north to south, right at it, either way. and they're cool. These are the theaters I like because they have the balcony seats.
Yeah,
They're like yeah. So those. So there's people like they're kind of hanging over. And everybody's really getting.
We call those the Lincoln boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I killed it, so it really does make it's very apropos. But
The old dad jokes.
Brought Tex up on stage at Midian.
I saw the you mentioned this to me early January.
Yeah,
And Tex is a wild card.
well, I threatened him. I did. So there's a lot happening there. Like, I'd mentioned to him. I said, hey, because he had texted me and said, hey, my brother and his wife want to come, and you think you could get us tickets? I was like, yeah. I said, hey, I might bring you up for a couple of minutes. And
He started doing push-ups.
oh, right then, right. So it was like a week before the show. I get this text. Hey, you still want me to come up for a couple of minutes on the stage? Like, I've been writing. And I'm reading this. He goes,
He's been writing.
He's been writing. Like, I don't know.
He's got material.
Like he was going to do his own segment. So yeah, I've been writing for this, and I've been writing for the podcast. And I'm like, whoa, 'cause I don't know. Were you with me when he gave me no, you weren't with me when he gave me the hard critique of.
New Year's Day he called, and
yes, you were there.
Yes,
you were there when he
yes.
called New Year's Day.
Yeah,
And his critique came out of nowhere, and it was like, dude, are you freaking kidding me?
he was also sitting on Pluto.
Yeah.
So
And so anyway, he sends me this text, and it says, I've been writing for the One Dead Man Show and your podcast. And he goes, so the original question was, you still want me to come up? So my reply was, I did, all the way up until the time that you sent me this text telling me that you have wrote material. And I said, don't worry, I'll still get your brother and then your sister-in-law tickets.
but you're not coming.
And then I sent it, right? And then I go radio silent. He's sending me texts left and right, and I got no response for him. So it gets to like the day before, and so I got in a day before, and I was gonna go eat dinner, and I texted him, and it was late, but he couldn't make it. But evidently he had sent a text to somebody else, like, hey, Mark called me, like I could tell in the way the texts were, like he had been waiting on this, or this text, and he goes, but then he was also trying to save face. He goes, yeah, he just called me too late, and then he finished up, oh well, and then I don't know, it was maybe 10 or 15 minutes later he realized, oh shit, I sent that to Mark. He didn't know.
Oh, he sent it
He
to
sent it
you
to me.
instead of whoever he was supposed to send it to.
Whoever he was trying to impress, he sent it to me. My phone is blowing up with an apology of,
Oh gosh.
it was about this girl, and you should be. I just laughed. I played it off, but I brought him up on stage, and he was good. I did tell him. I said, look, you can get high if you want to. I said, don't be drunk.
Yeah.
And no hallucinogenics, please.
But that's his entire world.
I know.
So
I know. I figured, all right, if he's just high, it'll be okay.
yeah,
because
some gummies,
something like that.
Yeah,
As
I'm
long as
okay
he
with
stays away
that.
from the mushrooms and he's not, he's
Yeah.
not hallucinating or he's not drunk, then we're good.
So I saw the picture on Instagram. You're leaned up against the wall.
Yeah.
He's kind of behind you. I know that story.
Yeah. You know the story without
with zero context. And
gosh.
it is that story, just having him in the background and seeing you do that, I was like, oh, I know that story. That's
that's the chicken chili story.
yeah. That's ruin your entire and speaking of Tampa, ruining your house.
Oh
in
yeah,
Tampa.
it was right there. Well, that's what I was doing. I was talking about, all the people that
that I knew there because I lived there for for a while, and really cool thing too. So away from that, I mean, I told that story, but it was really cool that my buddy Brian Adams, who passed away in '07, one of his sons showed up.
Really?
Yeah. And
When was the last time you seen him? Have you?
It'd probably been a couple of years since I'd seen him, and it was tough because one of the questions someone asked me was like, of all the superstars you've worked with in your 30-year plus career, would have been who was the toughest loss? And then I swear his name's Royce Adams, Brian Adams' son. I mean, they are identical. They look identical. And he's sitting on the front row next to Tex. And I would look down and I'm trying to dude, you're going to kill your gimmick right now.
No crying. No crying.
There's no crying in wrestling. There's no crying in a one dead man show. But my goodness, it took me a minute to compose myself long enough to say, Yokozuna, obviously, and Brian Adams were just two that really, ripped my guts out. And to say it and have to say it with his oldest son right there, staring at me. It was tough, but the show itself, man, was stellar. It was really good.
Well, Tampa's a wild city.
Yeah.
I've had some. I mean,
that was in Clearwater, but I mean,
it's all Tampa
it's
to
all
me.
Tampa,
I
St.
just
Pete, it's
I
all-
just put Tampa as the
Tampa St. Pete
placeholder there.
holds everything.
I went down there a few times. Woke up in the Mons Venus.
You woke up in the Mons? Wow.
We, before.
Not to cut you off, but I met Tex originally at the Odyssey.
Right across the street.
Right across the street. I think he was the bouncer.
The space shuttle, man.
Might we digress, but go. Yeah.
Yeah, we went down there. My buddy was from there, and he was like, we went there for a concert. And, the night before, I came walking into the hotel room at 8 a.m. And Amy was like, she goes, are you just getting back?
Oh, Lordy.
I was like, yeah. And, my wife is the most understanding person in the world. And she just literally looked at me and she goes, well, we've got to get up here in about 2 hours. We got to get out of here in about 2 hours. So you probably want to lay down and get you a little nap in. Could you imagine that? She just looked there. She goes, go ahead and get your nap in. It's, it's just completely yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you need breakfast? No, we went to Denny's. Yeah. Some of the talent was there.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. The Mons Venus and the Odyssey. We went back and forth all night long.
Yeah. That happens.
Yeah. We had a buddy that won a national championship with Georgia Southern University. Those rings, you cannot tell what's on them in those types of places. You just know there's a big ring with some diamonds on it, which makes you think that
it could be a
maybe
Super
he
Bowl,
won
maybe
with
national
the Bucks back in the day or something. You never know. So yeah, his ring, in those dark places, you think maybe he played for the Bucks or something, and so that got us
got a little street cred.
we were
there.
able to get into some rooms. That was a good
bet
time.
you did.
But no, Tampa's a good time, and the Rumble happened as well. First of all, hats off to Triple H, by the way.
Yeah.
I think Triple H is doing
He's doing a great job.
an amazing job.
Yeah.
He's changing the game.
And he's doing it calmly.
Oh my gosh.
It is. So I'm not around obviously like I used to be.
Yeah.
Like when I was working full time, or even when I wasn't working full time, it was just so chaotic. Because you have now the Rumble itself is put together, and it's a complicated deal.
I can imagine.
It really is complicated. But was always like this tendency last minute for things to get changed. Now you've got something in your mind for a couple of hours now. Like, okay, this is what we're trying to achieve. This is how we're going to get there. And then somebody somebody decides, no, they want to change it. And now all this thought you've put into how you're going to do this now has been changed. And, I don't know, it's 10 minutes till go time, right? And
now you got to get 30 guys on board.
Oh, yeah, because it changes I mean, from wherever that happens, yeah, everything, a lot of times it changes everything.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes, it's just chaotic because guys are, I mean, it is such a high pressure. People, I don't think in other genres of entertainment, obviously, I think athletics and just the athletic sides, they probably, like having a, mount a 2-minute drill to try to get field goal range and make a playoff game, things like that. But in the entertainment world, I would be interested to see how many people that act or musicians or anything like that could handle the stress of working like that, having, because you have to have
on set. We're gonna change everything. Just
boom,
right
you're going
before
to shoot this. You're going to shoot this scene. Somebody stops you. Okay, I know you were about to kill the person, but now we're going to switch it. This person is going to come in and kill you.
Yeah.
And this person is going to win. It was
which changes the script. That's this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And you have to, in your mindset, your mind's eye, you have to visualize all of it, right? You have to visualize how it's all going to happen, and then it just turns up into just like total chaos, and it's somehow or another, 9 times out of 10, it always seems to work. But back to Triple H, there is this calm backstage, and the crew itself, like the talent, they're relatively young. Top to bottom, they're young people.
It really is a young roster right now.
And they're all so chill and just.
Is Triple H a calm person just naturally?
I mean, I've seen him get worked up, but I haven't seen him get. I haven't seen him yell at talent. I haven't seen him, badmouth anybody. There's been times where you come back through the curtain and you know that the ass chewing is coming.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that with him. Like I said, I haven't been around a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I've been around enough, and I know him well enough, and I can just tell. There is such a chill vibe. For me, I almost don't like it. Because it's almost too calm.
Yeah.
And to me, this is just me on the outside looking in, is like they don't care enough.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's just the atmosphere.
He's more of a warrior in the garden.
Yeah.
And just.
I mean, and instead of it being, yes, everything happens in the battlefield.
Yeah.
And so it really, and I think, because that roster is so young, that kind of person that can nurture like he can, I think is perfect for, this time period in the industry.
And I think a little bit of that has to go with the fact that I think just this new generation of just human beings question things a little bit more. And I think that they... there's so much, I think, money involved in the sport as well.
Mm-hmm.
So where it's like, if you just start screaming at somebody today,
Yeah.
a lot of these guys, they've made some change now.
Yeah.
And they've
You're just setting me up to just really.
they might be completely okay with just walking away. And now with social media and them being able to go do other things, but I think you've got it. I think Triple H understands this is how I have to treat the talent. It's not treating them, making them softer per se.
I didn't say that. I did not say that anybody was.
Did
I say that?
Did say that. You didn't say that at all. I'm just saying he's not necessarily making them softer. He just knows how to talk with them a little bit better and has a different relationship with them.
I agree with you. I was just playing.
And I think that he is breaking some boundaries that we've never seen before with WWE. I mean, I think in the Women's Royal Rumble is a TNA champion
Yeah.
that came out. Like,
Yeah, used to. We didn't acknowledge.
you ain't
There
going to
was-
see
there
that
was
at all.
No one acknowledged. Occasionally, we would bring someone in from Japan, but nobody.
Japan was just kind of that like
Yeah.
neutral state,
Yeah,
right? Where like
yeah.
you could bring in folks from
Yeah.
Japan.
No, I think it's great. I think doing that, it just makes it. It almost makes it more legitimate because you let a champion come from a different company and test it. Man, I can sit back because it's a different product. I
Yeah.
can sit back and pick it apart, but at the end of the day, dude, they are freaking
They're killing it.
killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making so much money.
What about the Netflix deal?
Oh my gosh.
$5 billion. Billies.
It's awesome. I mean, it's yeah. To
It
stream Raw, it's crazy. It is crazy, and there is deal after deal after deal like that lined up like that, and it's cool to I can sit there and watch it. I was like, man, I wouldn't do it like that. I wouldn't do it like that, but I can't say anything because look, they're making more money. They're doing more business than anything that we ever did.
You just have 40-something thousand people to show up to Tropicana. Tropicana hasn't had 40-something thousand people in it.
No, you could
Like the entire Rays baseball season.
You could put 5 games in there.
So,
Back
like,
in the day,
it is unreal what they're doing,
crazy.
and I am excited for what Triple H is doing.
Yeah,
I'm
he has a
excited. I'm excited what Sean's doing over at NXT because I'm seeing these NXT folks come in and wrestle at the Rumble, and Brock is. It's time for him to go from NXT to
Braun.
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 It's time for him to come over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's overdue in my opinion.
Yeah.
He got his butt kicking by you, and now it's time for him to come to the big show. I mean, he's ready. I
He's
think.
got it. He's got it. He's got I mean, not only the physical attributes, but he has it. I mean, he's a personality, and the it factor is important. And it's cool that they could take that much time with him.
Yeah.
That shows how strong the roster really is.
That you don't have to just pull a guy up just because you got to try to.
Yeah, you got to try to rush him, and so they let him develop, and now he is ready, and he'll move into a really good spot, I'm sure. Man, the system, man, is so good right now.
Yeah.
And it's funny looking back in the day. Obviously, Sean and I, early on, we didn't mix very well. It was a little bit oil and water. We always worked great together.
Yeah. Oh,
But as personalities, we kind of collided, and then he found the Lord and changed his priorities. But man, what a freaking super job that he's doing down there. And it's not, Sean, when he was in his run and something went wrong, I mean, Sean would flip a gasket, right? I mean, we all did. And it's something, I mean, it's just the
you had
nature.
pride in what
If
you had pride in
If
your
you're
job.
a top guy and a top guy baby face or even a heel, things don't go right. He's so chill down there, and Matt Bloom, all those guys that are down there are so they're so nurturing. It's crazy. Yeah, it's so well done.
It's not a Stu Hart in the dungeon type of
Stretching.
Come here, give me your hands. Yeah, I'm gonna take that finger right there. I'm gonna see. Can you shoot a little bit there?
So it is so good. It is from top to bottom. That company right now is so strong.
Yeah.
And
the storytelling's getting better as well too. I mean, that's the other
that
thing.
for me. That's the one thing, I worry about. Like, one of the bad things at the Rumble is Punk got hurt. Right? I mean, just his first big premium live event.
Yeah.
He tears a tricep. Which altered the whole altered the whole thing going into WrestleMania.
Yeah. And I hate it for him too because
say what you want about him.
It's been a long road,
It's been a long road. He's very polarizing, but he brings eyeballs to TV.
He puts butts in seats.
And butts in seats.
And he can sell merch. He
And,
can do so many things.
You know, but back to my point on all that, and he wasn't doing anything crazy or stupid, but you know, like storytelling is what you said that kind of spurred this thought with me. And I'm glad to see that there is a little more storytelling, because Father Time is undefeated. There's so much, you know, these guys are so athletic, off the chart athleticism, and they go out there and they give 110% every time on TV and everything like that. I just wish, like you said, man, if they can get a little bit more aspect of the storytelling,
Yeah.
they'll realize that they won't have to take as many chances with their body and these careers. They're not going to have careers like mine.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the success of the 30 plus,
Yeah.
you know, and maybe they don't want it because they have seen me walk, and they have seen me walk backstage, and maybe they don't want 30 years. But I think the careers, if they don't learn storytelling, the aspect a little bit better, they're going to continue to rely on the athleticism, and then
More injuries come with
come.
that.
And that's just such a, I mean, I've had enough injuries. It just sucks so bad to finally get yourself into position that where you're going to move into, okay, I'm fixing to work with this person, which leads to working with this person, and everything's moving along, and you're getting momentum, and the injury bug sticks its ugly head out, and it really does suck. And then as you get older, and that was my point with Punk, like, you know, as you get older, man, it just becomes the potential of something like that happening is, you know, it increases.
Yeah.
And but it's a shame, but they'll figure it out. He'll make another return, and he'll be fine.
Absolutely.
And you know,
And they'll have a story wrapped around him that he's going to be able to tell better than just about anybody else.
Yep.
And that's the part that I think is fun. But speaking of Punk and Royal Rumble, he ends up losing to Cody Rhodes, who is back-to-back Royal Rumble champion.
that doesn't happen often, man.
No, I think it's a handful of times, if I'm not mistaken. You never got back-to-back, which is a surprise. Yeah, I know, that's insane. And, you know, Cody's, come back to the company, and I think has done a phenomenal job, probably better this time than he's ever done in his career. He is, I don't know what's clicked with him, but it's just completely different.
Yeah, he's a different guy.
He is completely different now. And the fact that he went into WrestleMania last year, where I think odds-on favorite, everyone was betting on Cody to beat Roman, and to not win. Then I don't know if you saw or not, but last night.
Oh, I was just waiting.
Yeah.
I that right there was the epitome of being professional.
The fact that he is not going to finish the story with Roman and The Rock is coming in, I have more questions. And here's the thing, is I don't watch every single minute of wrestling.
Right.
I'm not as invested in it as I used to be, but there's still certain storylines that I think are interesting, right? This makes no sense to me. It makes sense to me, but it's also like, man, how does Cody not, like, I would be so pissed off.
No, and I'm sure he was. I don't know. I haven't spoke to him. I can just, from watching it last night, and it was funny because we put the kids to bed, Michelle was going to bed, and I was about to turn everything off and go to bed, and then I said, "Oh, I want to hear Cody's promo."
Yeah.
And it was great.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was so good, and I was so invested. And when he said, "Just not at WrestleMania," my freaking heart just sunk to my stomach, because I knew at that moment what was about to happen. And sure enough, and believe me, money-wise, having The Rock at WrestleMania, brother, come on. It ain't against Roman, who's been champion for 13 years now,
Bro. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. 13-year champion,
Samoans,
three title defenses.
Samoan versus Samoan.
Oh,
I mean, it's huge, and it is what it is.
you're in Philadelphia. This is a wrestling town.
Oh, hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
And maybe being in Philadelphia might backfire. 'Cause wrestling fans don't like a lot of things when they, if you're not a purist to the game. I don't know. I don't want to jinx it because it is. I mean, I think in the long term or in the short term, I mean that's this huge box office.
It's going to be insane.
But knowing and being in that situation a couple of times myself in that career, for Cody to go out and to deliver the promo that he delivered last night, I mean, I felt for it. I felt the knot in my stomach because, like I said, I had been there before, and he did it like a champ. He did it so professionally. I mean, he's still going to have a great. It's going to be a great spot. He's going to have a tremendous match with Seth, but
and him and Seth together wrestling is going to be, that could be really good. Like there's a chance that they still WrestleMania if they wanted to. And I'll be honest with you, if I'm Cody,
oh yeah,
bro,
it's sitting right there,
bro.
It's sitting right there. That big chip.
Yeah.
No,
this is Macho versus Steamboat.
Hey, this is. Hey, I'll tell you exactly who this is. This is Shawn Michaels versus the Undertaker at WrestleMania 25.
Yes.
They were going to put us on third. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We're going to win. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. As Jerry Lee Lewis looked at Chuck Berry walking off the stage, the killer doesn't open up for anybody.
No, man. He used to set his piano on fire because nobody could follow him.
Nobody follows the killer. And if I'm Cody,
oh, it's on.
Yeah.
And then Seth is, Seth too. I mean, they're both going to want to. Look, man.
Because Seth keeps getting put kind of in the background a little bit.
A little bit.
He just keeps getting put back here, which Roman cut a great promo on Seth as well last night. But if I'm Cody, I'm coming out.
Yeah.
We're going balls to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
We're going hardcore, and
it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's stories and there's sub stories, and there's so many layers to this thing. I think it's going to be great for wrestling.
And you've got so much good talent on the roster right now that I think everybody kind of wants to one up each other, right? I mean,
I think so. I think that's always there. If it's not there, you don't have any business being in this profession at all.
Because sitting over here also, you've got LA Knight, you've got AJ Styles, you've got Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And I wish CM was going to be healthy. You've got all this talent sitting over here that are all main eventers.
Yep. And they're all frothing at the mouth, just waiting to get their chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now all of them are looking and going, oh, you brought back The Rock?
Mm-hmm.
You felt like you needed to bring back The Rock to main event?
And no one will say that.
But that's in the back of their head.
That's in the back of their head. It'd be in the back of my head. There'd be that side of me that says, yes, this is good for business.
Yeah, we're going to make money.
mean, this is the biggest star in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
M&T Swift.
Yeah. I mean, you being honest, right? But I'm the one that goes out and grinds every weekend of every year. Man, that's what makes everything so cool. That's what makes it real.
Yeah.
That
right
is
there.
what makes it real. And that's what's, it's unfortunate, like I said, but man, WrestleMania is going to be fire, man.
Yeah.
It is going to be fire.
Yeah. I'm very glad that you're giving me front row tickets for WrestleMania.
Good. I get away with front row. I was going to put you in the suite with me, but I'd much rather you sit out there.
Actually, I'll take the suite. I like my snacks. Yeah.
Your snacks.
I like the snacks. Speaking of snacks, First Form.
Man. Hey, have you had those?
I honestly haven't. This isn't even a promo, but I haven't. We'll have one.
They're really good.
After we get done.
No, they're really good. Their stuff, like a lot of supplement companies, like I like that.
You told me once before that you weren't a big supplement guy.
I'm not. But their protein
I've really I've really grown to love.
Really?
And these for 20 grams of protein, and man, and they're pre-workout. I think I should know what they're.
Does that pre-workout get you the?
Dude,
It puts you on another.
When I drink it, there's no chance of me leaving the gym. Like if I'm drinking just an energy drink, there's a good chance that I'm going to sit there and scroll through my phone and then I'll catch this later. Their pre-workout drink, brother, you're going to work out.
Really?
You're going to do something. Yeah.
Well, I've been sick for, the last week, and started going back to the gym because they opened up one right beside Nine Line. So I felt like if I don't go, that's a terrible excuse. And I'm definitely going to jump on the first form stuff and see what it does, because I've always been a runner. I'm not necessarily a guy that's trying to get too big, but
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry about that.
no, I got to find some shoulders. I wonder if First Form, if they sell any shoulders on their,
Wow.
on their website.
Man, they'll start you out. They'll small you out with a small boy, and then they'll work you into.
You can grow. So let's talk about your experiences at Royal Rumble, because like you've said earlier, 2007 you won the Royal Rumble, and that was a great match. I mean, it's you and Sean there at the end, and what's fun about that is a lot of times you'll see with a Royal Rumble that it's just chaotic. It just seems chaotic.
Oh, it is, yeah. And let something happen out of sequence. Wow. You'll find
The fact that you guys had sequence is insane to me. So, like, how does break down a Royal Rumble and, give me your 10-minute synopsis of how a Royal Rumble works and how it was for you.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, first and foremost, you got to figure out, all right, who you going with, right? Like, who do you want at WrestleMania fighting for the title, or wrestling for the title? And then you back right it. Like, all right, who's getting pushed? Who do we want to get pushed? I mean, these are all little sub stories that go all the way through it. Who do we want to have that moment of going 30 minutes or 40 minutes or even over an hour? Some guys have gone now. So all these things all these thoughts are out there, and then they have to start weaving it all together. And how, okay, who's not going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, but is involved in a program, or are going to be involved in a program at Mania, or who we want to program somebody with. So you got to have those two cross and interact and have something happen between those people. And then you still have to say, okay, who do we want? Like, we want this person, we're pushing this person, but we're not ready to push this person to win. So, all right, how many eliminations are we going to give this guy? All right, now who do we eliminate? I mean, there's so much that factors into a Rumble, and you have to make it all make sense. Oh, okay, that's okay. And you want to get those scenarios, like when you have 3 or 4 guys in the ring, like, I don't know now. Like, you got to build in those moments. Like, when this thing started or before it started, I knew so-and-so was going to win this thing. And now I'm in this situation where I have no clue. So, I mean, just creating the sub-stories and having the other stories around it, man, it is probably, I would say, the most difficult. It's the most difficult match
to put together.
Yeah, to write it out. And then, like I said, if it's something simple, like and somebody gets eliminated out of sequence, and then you can usually you can kind of pick up. But let somebody get eliminated that was key to somebody else getting eliminated, or forgetting. Guys sometimes forget what they're supposed to do. Sometimes you have to. It's imperative that a certain person be eliminated before this next person gets in the match. There's so much going on. It really, you have to.
Do you think that you only won one Royal Rumble because of the streak?
No. I was an attraction for so long. That the years that year that I won and those years around that, I mean, that's when I kind of became the guy, right? Like everybody else was, people were retiring, and then we had a lot of young talent. So I just morphed into more than the attraction. I became like the guy that they kind of hung everything on, but I think it just didn't make sense for me to win a lot of Royal Rumbles. I think maybe the streak maybe had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know I just said that it didn't, but
Because they didn't need you main eventing the Rumble or main eventing WrestleMania every year, essentially. Yeah.
I was.
Because I look at it as who eliminates the Undertaker in the Royal Rumble. It's so hard to do that.
And a lot of times I wasn't even booked in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would book me in some type of singles match.
Yeah.
And
Because that was the other surprise is Kane, who he's got like the most Royal Rumbles or something. I mean, and eliminations. Yeah. He's got all these records, and he never won a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, who eliminates Kane? Right. Like, how do you?
It's kind of like the same way you have to do somebody like Omos or somebody.
Yeah, like it's
like a gang pile.
And that's a whole nother writing aspect of
you have to protect. Yeah, I mean, you have to protect certain characters in certain ways, and it's really difficult. It really is. I don't know which end of it is more difficult: the actual writing of the Rumble, or doing the Rumble itself.
Now in the ring. What is, I mean, because typically you're in a singles match or you're in a tag match and you're calling the match. Right. And someone like you, after, it didn't take very long before you became a person that called your matches while you're in the ring, and you're the kind of the leader in the ring.
Right.
How is, what's going on inside that ring there? Like,
so you have, a lot of times there's a lot of guys that get blown up. And they look for guys to hang on to for a minute. Like, let me catch my breath. Because, once you get in there like 20 and 30 minutes, when somebody new comes in, they shine them up, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta have your wind, like, oh, I gotta feed this guy and do this and do this and do this and do this. And, but then you have to pick your spots to, okay, maybe I can rest a little bit here. Where's so-and-so? I know he ain't going out for a while.
Yeah.
I know, I can lock up with him.
Put me in the corner, beat me up a little bit.
Big thing is not doing anything stupid with a lot of people in the ring. Like, you don't want to be slamming people, and you don't want to get slammed or get knocked down too much, because there's so many people in the ring. There's so much going on. You don't want to get stepped on or
someone falling over.
Something stupid happening. So, that's another aspect that you have to watch. This is protecting yourself, because you don't know, like, if somebody gets a wild hair up their ass and decides to shoot somebody off, and then you get T-boned, and it's nuts. You got to have eyes in the back of your head, and and pick your spots when you can rest, and pick your spots when you got to be, ready to go. And if you're those last few guys, you really, because it's like two matches.
Yeah.
You get down to the last like 3-4 guys.
You're actually having a match
it's now a whole new match starts.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna.
And you got to be ready to go. Your cardio's got to be up there.
Point,
yeah. And Cody Rhodes being the winner of the last two Rumbles, he tells the story of being in the ring with you during the Rumble. And he said, he turns around, he goes, all of a sudden I see the Undertaker, and I think about essentially, but that, I'm misquoting, but I'm gonna go take my shot.
Yeah. I've had a lot of people turn around and see me and turn the other way. Like, no, I don't want no part of this. This is not going to end up good. To his credit, he's like, eyes are going to be on him. I'm going to take my shot. And he did. And, it obviously it's something that stuck with him.
Yeah. And he was very proud of that moment.
and Willie should be, because that's how you get. I mean, that's how you get eyes on you, and that's how you get. Oh shoot, people associate. Like if you're working with somebody who's a top guy, then And I saw enough in him to, like, I think he thought I was just going to crunch him right away. That's like, I don't know why you're here, but I'm going to smash you now and get rid of you. But I started calling some stuff for him, and he was like,
oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
But
which is pretty cool.
No, it is pretty cool.
Yeah, and the fact that he continues to bring that up anytime he talks about the Rumble.
And I had a tendency to do that in those kind of situations, because it was a great opportunity, because this is something people wouldn't see. One of the things that I'm probably most proud about is the year that Maven eliminated me.
Maven Huffman, he talks about that a lot on his show.
And most people don't know that was my idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wasn't winning, and I was like, I want something to be. And I think I was a heel. I was doing the American Badass. I wasn't winning the Rumble. I was like, what can I do that's going to be impactful and have people talking? And I was like, let's have the kid, catch me off guard and eliminate me. And
they've got him.
They looked at me like I had 6 heads. Are you what? I was like, what? It'll be awesome. And how do we know? It might make this guy. It may take him to another level. It ain't going to hurt me. It ain't going to hurt me a bit. I had to almost talk him into it. And then boom, he drop kicks me in the back. And then, he earned that elimination, because I beat the snot out of him for the next 10 minutes all around that arena. But my gosh, people still talk to me. Oh, well, stop me.
Yeah.
How did Maven knock you out of the Rumble? It was with a drop kick. But you have that, you sometimes have that, you have that opportunity
to help someone else.
To help someone come along.
And he talks about it on his, YouTube channel as well, where he credits you a lot with helping his career just with that one Royal.
Dude. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, and so he definitely talks about that a lot. Well, Mark, we come to the end of another great episode.
It's like we weren't even gone.
I know.
We got this fancy new studio.
I know. It's something special.
Hey, we don't suck that bad.
We're not that bad. And
hey, that'd be a shirt.
That
would be a great shirt. 6 feet under. We're not that bad. I'm always thinking, man. I'm always thinking.
Always moving merch. We can 5 to 10 units every on that very easily.
This is a lot of fun, man. It's good.
It really was.
This
is awesome, and it feels good to be back. Hopefully, there's no more skipping of episodes. We've got some big things planned for the podcast now. We'll dive more into that in future episodes. We've brought on a great partner to help us with this thing.
Picks, man.
Yep, and we've been able to bring on some folks out of LA with our buddy Abe, and I think that there's going to be some big things that are happening on that end. So we're seeing a lot of things happen that we didn't think would ever.
No,
we were kind of surprised.
Remember trying to talk me into doing this
for a year and a half?
Yeah.
So.
And here we are.
Here we are, and there's some big things coming. So, guys, just remember, you can still go over to our Patreon channel. We're going to be doing Q&As over there. We're going to be doing some extra content over there. But this is it, man. We're here. We're here to stay, and I'm excited, Mark.
Yeah, man. 2024, man. It's going to be a big year.
It's going to be a big year. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.